foul. That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Beantown.
Well, I've been a fan of Boston Celtics for, my whole life pretty much.
First Celtics game was back when I was like 7.
The Boston Celtics became legendary.
What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Justin Mid here on YouTube and from Beantown Taste. We are back again with another reaction video. First to the floor, my homies. Shout out to Ben, shout out to Jake, and shout out to Wayne. Or as my chat likes to call them, the First to the Floor crew. Shout out to them. Appreciate all the love and support that they've shown over here for my live streams and everything else. I will leave their links in the description down below. Go follow them on Twitter. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel and tell them that their boy Jesse sent you here. Now, we are reacting to everything you need to know about the Jrue Holiday extension. If you guys don't know and you've been living under a rock, Jrue Holiday signed a 4-year, $135 million extension to stay with the Boston Celtics. That will bring him till he's 37 years old, and I think it's safe to say that Jrue Holiday is going to retire as a Boston Celtic. Now we need the ring to match. Is it going to be this year? I think it is going to be this year, but we will see as time goes along. He's 33 right now. This extension will end when he's 37 years old. If he's going to play beyond his age 37, then he's going to probably cost not as much when he turns 38 or whatever, so on and so forth. And he loves it here based off of the interviews that he's already had with the Boston media. And I love the extension, man. I already know what they're going to go into. What does this mean for the Derek White extension? We're not even going to talk about the Jason Tatum situation because obviously we know Jason Tatum's going to get that extension. He loves it here. There's no reason why he's going to be going somewhere else. So we're just going to throw that away. We're going to talk about the Derek White extension situation real quick. I've been seeing people saying, oh, how are we going to pay for Derek White, this, that, yada, yada. Well, here's how. Salary cap's going to go up every single year. Okay? And we have his bird rights. Which means, even though we're in the second apron, we're still going to be able to sign Derek White because we have his rights. So we're able to go well into the second apron to keep our guys. Now, if you've heard Wick already, he said that he's willing to be in the second apron for a while to keep this team competitive. And I love that. I absolutely love that about the Celtics. I wish another team did that, Red Sox, but we're not even going to talk about that. Excited to see Jrue in a Celtic uniform for the next 4 years. I love the fact that we're keeping the players that we love watching. I just love that. And I've already loved Jrue. I think Jrue is a fantastic fit in the locker room. I think he provides great defense for them on the court. And alongside that, he's a very, very good three-point shooter. And he just makes the right basketball plays. And you can't put a price tag on that. I know around $30 million or whatever it's going to be is a steep price for someone who's going to be 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. But, you know what? If it fits...
Hey, yo!
Pause. If the piece of the puzzle fits, you just got to plug it right in and keep it there. And that's what they're doing with the Jrue Holiday extension right here. We're going to react to this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. Without further ado, stop straight in this video.
What is up? Brad Stevens is a madman.
Yes,
and
he is.
Cannot stop handing out contract extensions to fantastic basketball players. Just wanted to hop on to a quick breakdown of the Jrue Holiday extension and more importantly, what that means for our beloved Derek White. So Drew's contract details, 4 years, 130.
Oh, is this just an entire video of Jake? Okay, Jake. Taking over first to the floor for a day? Alright, I see you. I see you.
$5 million. Goddamn, man, it must be nice to be 6'4" and very good at basketball. Not something that I can relate to on either front.
Me neither.
Alas, that comes out to an annual salary of around $33.75 million, which sounds like a lot, which objectively it's a shitload of money, but that's essentially average NBA starter money at this point.
True.
With the way the cap has been going up and up, and will be going up and up, that's just pretty much average starter money and a good deal for Jrue Holiday. Even if it gets a little sketchy into that 36, 37 years old range,
Yep.
I think Jrue Holiday is a guy that takes care of himself. It's going to be totally fine. Still going to be a fine value deal. So Jrue Holiday turns down the $37.3 million player option.
I think it was
with the
39,
first
if I remember
year of the deal
correctly.
being $30 million. So $7 million in savings in that first year, which is very important for that salary cap in the second April,
true.
which we'll get to. What we know, 4 years, 135, $30 million in the first year, which leaves $35 million annual salary for the last 3 years, and the last year is a player option. So, this team is locked up for a minimum of this year and next year. This juggernaut of a team, locked up, barring a catastrophe in the playoffs. Beautiful work by Brad Stevens.
Fact.
So after this deal, you've got Jrue locked up through the 27-28 season, Jalen locked up through the 28-29 season, KP locked up through the 25-26 season, and once Tatum signs his Supermax, he'll be locked up through the 29-30 season. And just imagining 6 more years from Jason Tatum, I feel that right in my soul.
Me too, man.
At least
Oh.
one man, though. One beautiful, bald man, our beloved Derek White.
I love it when he calls him that, by the way. He does it on the live streams, too. It's awesome. That's awesome. That's hilarious.
White. I love how everyone's reaction to this deal was like, awesome, we love Jrue, he's been great, but what does this mean for Derek? And as credible as Jrue Holiday has been this year, captaining the defense, just elite on that end, everything we could have hoped for on that end, while also having his best shooting season of his career, 44%, 60+% from the corners. He's been the perfect role player. He's sacrificed more than anybody and fully embraced his role on this team. He might be like the most talented 5th guy on a team in NBA history. All that to be said, we know Derek White's more important. We know what Derek White means for this team. We know what Derek White means in the clutch for this team.
Fact.
And more importantly, Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla know that.
Yeah.
That's why Derek White's the point guard. That's why Jrue Holiday has been the 5th guy and the role player on this team.
Fact.
It's very clear to me how the organization feels about Derek White. It was clear when they traded for Porzingis how they felt about Derek White. They expected him to be the point guard. They did not know that the Jrue Holiday thing was going to eventuate. We know how they feel about Derek White. So what does that mean for Derek going into the offseason? So the Celtics can offer Derek White an extension, but they can't offer him a Supermax like they can for Tatum and Jalen. On the type of contract that Derek is on, the CBA allows the Celtics to offer him a 140% raise on his current contract. So essentially, they can offer him a 4-year, $125 million contract-ish. Comes out to an annual salary of around $31.25 million.
I think he's worth that. I really think he's worth that. I think he's worth that. I think you got to get that done. I want to see his thoughts on that.
So Derek's going to have to decide whether or not he takes that deal or waits until the following offseason, or he will just reach unrestricted free agency. Where I think it's pretty obvious that he's played himself into a category where he's going to make more than the $31 million. If I had to guess, I would guess around the 4 for 160, maybe up to the 4 for 180. I use kind of like Fred VanVleet got 41-ish million, but that was on like a short 2-year deal with a team option. So that's the difference between like a $30 million annual salary and a $45 million annual salary. So pretty big gap.
That is a big gap.
But I will say the 4 years, $125 million to me feels like at least enough to make this a difficult decision for Derek.
Yeah.
Like $125 million is just a nuts amount of money.
Yeah.
You take out the risk of a catastrophic injury. You see what happened with Sadiq Bey. He tears his ACL as the season's coming to a
cost
close.
himself a bag.
As he gets towards unrestricted free agency, who knows what he gets after that. You also just guarantee that you're going to be part of this Celtics core for years to come.
Yeah.
Derek's a family guy. His dad, friend of the podcast, Richard White, Celtics fan. It's a team-friendly deal, but $125 million is going to be, I think, at least difficult for him to say no to.
Yeah,
So
I
now,
would agree.
Let's say he turns down the $125 million and he goes to unrestricted free agency. That doesn't mean he's leaving. That just means the Celtics can offer him as much as anyone else next offseason. It just could get crazy expensive. And that's when you start talking about maybe moving on from Jrue in the next couple of years, or dare I say Jalen. That's a conversation for another day. Regardless, I would be stunned if Derek White is not here long term. I'd be stunned if he's not with the Celtics for the next 5 years. If that means you trade Jrue, whatever, I'm pretty confident they understand what Derek White means to this team. We just got to make sure Al Horford's getting in Derek's ear, telling him how much of a disaster it was when he left Boston for Philly. Everyone thought he was washed, back to OKC.
Yeah,
He brought him home. Everything was good again. So Al Horford, please get in Derek's ear. Make sure he signs that $125 million deal. So now looking at the second apron stuff. So I just assumed they were going to be a second apron team, but with Jrue Holiday saving them that $7 million, they might actually be able to duck under the second apron. So you look at the Celtics salary situation for next year. Guaranteed salary, $188.188 million guaranteed, with a second apron at $189.557 million. So they're going to be right under the second apron. And you're going to want probably a little more wiggle room. And if you look at this contract situation,
I am already telling you right now who's going to be the man out the door. Sorry, Jaden Springer. You had a nice run.
there's one name that jumps out to me, and it's Jaden Springer.
Yep.
I
on the
think
same page.
you might want to get ready to learn Washington Wizards, buddy, because I have a feeling...
I wasn't going that disrespectful, but damn, you did. Okay. Wow, interesting. I mean, you might not be wrong, man.
We're not long for the Boston Celtics. Don't think that he doesn't have potential. I'm not someone that's super high on his NBA career. I think he's just... the offense, I don't really see it. Especially on this team, I don't really see how he develops. When you don't have an offensive game, we don't really have time to develop a 21-year-old with that far to go, in my opinion. I think it's going to be years before his offense comes around where he can be someone that you can really play in the playoffs. Maybe I'm wrong, but he jumps out to me as a guy, that $4 million salary that you move and you bring in someone like O'Shea Brissett, in that $2.4 million, or, Svi Mykhailiuk or Delano Banton, one of those guys. You bring in someone like that on a veterans minimum, you save yourself $2 million, you get further away from the apron, and you save yourself actually like a good chunk of tax money. Now, a common misconception I hear about the Celtics and their contract situation is like, you can't pay everybody. Second apron, etc., etc. You actually can pay everybody.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to spend into the second apron. And when we talk about the second apron, why is it so scary? It's because once you get into the second apron, it's actually quite difficult to make roster moves. You can't aggregate salaries. Your draft picks 7 years in the future get frozen. You can't move those. Your draft picks get moved to the end of the first round every year. And it's actually not that big of a deal for a team like the Celtics, in my opinion. You could still trade Jrue Holiday for someone that makes less than him and still attach a draft pick. Where you really get into trouble is if you're a team like the Suns, where you decide to be a second apron team before we even know what the team looks like. They've become a second apron team, and they're going to maybe miss the playoffs. Whereas the Celtics are committing to, and they might duck their second apron, but they're going to probably be a second apron for at least 1 or 2 years as the supermaxes of Jalen and Jason kick in. But at least they're guaranteeing that they're a contender. As Jalen and Jason get older and better, this team just won 62 games. By the time you watch this video, they may have won 63 or 64
I was just about to say that too, man.
Guaranteeing a contender. And so you're not as worried about making moves when you know the team you've got is a contender. Now, you can have depth concerns, but on a team with this top-end talent, it's almost like top-end depth. Your top 6 are so good, it makes the roles of someone like Hauser and Pritchard a lot easier. And I believe in the Brad Stevens team to find guys on the margin. Hauser, they've got Pritchard locked up for...
Hey, Chaim Bloom and Craig Breslow. If you want to learn how to find the diamonds that don't cost much, ask Brad Stevens. He's got the method down.
4 more years are a really good number Jordan Walsh dominating for the main Celtics in the championship at the moment. Like, can they find guys in the second round? Can they trade up this year? They've got 3 picks in the draft. They're going to have the 30th overall pick plus a couple second rounders. Can they move into the teens in what is supposed to be a bad top end draft, but can find some gems, role players? I like that Spencer guy for UConn. I can see him and Pritchard going head to head in practice already. And I think at this point, we just have to take a step back and be like, I trust Brad Stevens.
Yeah,
in my opinion, he has earned the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Look at all the moves that he's made. His first move, Kemba for Horford. One of the most underrated trades of the past 5 years.
It was
the Dirk
an
White
underrated.
trade, genius, beloved Celtic. The Porzingis trade was just a heist. They got the best player in the trade and somehow got the most draft assets, just terribly managed by Washington, unsurprisingly. The Brogdon trade, solid.
And mismanaged by Memphis, too. Memphis was the one that gave us the 2 first-round picks. Mismanaged on that end also.
Not quite the home run I think some of us thought it was going to be. It's still a really good move and led to the Jrue Holiday trade. The only move that hasn't been like a home run was the Schroeder non-taxpayer mid-level exception signing, which is really a margin move. And Brad immediately moved off that at the deadline, which brought back old friend Daniel Tice, which led to the Brogdon trade, which led to the Jrue trade.
Yeah.
In Brad Stevens, we trust.
Bring
Hope you
it,
liked
Brad.
the video. Welcome to the team for another couple of years, Jrue Holiday. Please sign the 4th-year, $125 million deal, Derek White. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be back talking about the Celtics way too much over the next few weeks. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, go Celtics.
Go subscribe to First to the Floor. And I mean that. Go subscribe to First to the Floor. I will leave their links in the description down below. And I will also leave their Twitters in the description down below as well. Go shoot them all a follow. Appreciate the love and support that they've shown this way. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these type of videos here. Subscribe now if you guys new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Jrue Holiday extension. You guys like it? You guys hate it? What does this mean for Derek White? So on and so forth. Everything else. Most importantly, let me know in the comment section down below if you are ready for the playoffs. Thank you guys for watching this video. It's been your boy Jesse, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.